What is going on? Darth Sticks here, and today we are going to do the day 84 update of our free-to-play account. This is 12 weeks into it. I'm going to go over some of the stuff that we've learned, what we're doing, what we're working on right now. As you can see, Captain Rex finally going to get to 5 stars, so we'll be able to use him in the raid. I think that was super important for us getting into this account. I wanted to quickly get our raid score pretty high, so that we could be contributing to a guild, get into a better guild, hopefully. So right now our guild is at around a little over 100 million GP total. So obviously I am making up very little of that, but I do feel like I'm contributing quite a bit to the guild, getting around the last raid that we did about 500,000, right around there. Our goal is to get to 800,000 before this raid goes away. So obviously we're working on some of those characters. We're prioritizing some that maybe we wouldn't if it wasn't the raid. We are also working on, they haven't released what is coming for the new raid, Naboo raid, but we're kind of working on some things that we think could be in there. Separatist, some droids, Jedi, that kind of stuff. So we're kind of moving the account along in that direction, making sure that we're at least investing enough in those so we can have a decent score when it comes out, and then build the account around that. With that in mind, some people have asked what we're kind of going for, what we're going to rush. We're not really rushing anything in this account. We are going to try to build a pretty good base, get some good teams built up, progress in GAC, progress with the guild, that kind of stuff. And then we will be looking at possibly going for Profundity is probably going to be our first GL ship. Now, as far as the actual first GL, I've wavered on what we should go for. Should we go for Jabba? Should we go? That would help us in a lot of different areas, but is going to require a lot of different pieces to get to Jabba. Should we go for like Leia, because her things are going to be accelerated here coming up? So I'm kind of at a which way should we go? But we're going to work on CLS. That's going to be one of our first big legendary journeys that we're going to go for. Going to work Chewbacca, C-3PO, really build out that team. And so we're going to continue down that route. We really want to work on characters that are going to help us get to those things. So we are going to continue going down that route. And you can see we're working on Han's, the Stormtrooper Han here, getting those. We need to get everything, basically, all of those to 7 stars. We've already got Farm Boy Luke and whatever, Old Ben already there. We've got to work on R2-D2, which means we need Imperial units to do that, either Empire, Imperial Troopers, that kind of stuff. So working on those. And you can see we've got Snowtrooper here, 2 7 stars now. We'll continue. Yeah, Snowtrooper is going to go under our Iden squad, and so we'll kind of work on that as we go. We don't have, and then we are working on Boba Fett here. We definitely want to get him up and running because we're going to need him for Chewbacca. So we are working on quite a few things. Just getting right now, the basis, if you guys are going to start a new free-to-play account, you've got to be getting shards. Shards are the most important thing at the start. Forget about gear and that kind of stuff. The levels will come, and honestly, you can see we're not upgrading a lot of our people very quickly. We're investing strategically in ones that we want, that we know are going to help us. Iden right now is really good in the raid. She's also going to be a pilot, so really good, and is going to be a leader for our GAC. Put her on defense, put her on offense. She's going to be really good all around. In 3s and in 5s, she's pretty decent. So we're going to build a team around her. We're going to build a team around our other Piet, Veers, that kind of squad that we normally put on offense for GAC. Also going to help us in a lot of other arena things as well. So that is really kind of what we're building. We're building our base to get some good teams going, and then we'll go from there. We'll say I went Phoenix early on. I think they're just coming into the point where it's not really worth it to continue investing in them. What I will say, though, is doing this, now that we're level 78, we're going to upgrade the ship this time, and that will give us all of our ships that we need at 5 stars. So that was probably the best thing going for Hera, and that gave us another light side ship that we could put under Executrix. And then we also did go, since Iden is on the Vulture Droid one, that gave us a good crossover there. And then we also have our 3 Geo ships at above 5 stars. So that really gives us our whole rounded picture of that. We did have to do a side quest when we hit 75 and realized that we were not where we needed to be for dark side ships. We did have to quickly hop on Cantina and do Imperial TIE Fighter pilot along with that TIE Fighter that is on the same node. So we did quickly get those. Do think that was the best thing for us. We got that fairly quickly up to the 4 stars that it's needed at. Just needed 4 stars to get Executrix up to 5 stars. And so I do think that was worth it, just taking that little side quest. And it took us, a few levels. We got it before we hit 78, which we are at 78 now. So 84 days in, we're at level 78, about partway through that now. But I do think that was super important for what we needed to do, was to get these characters like up and running a little bit more. Phoenix, going Phoenix earlier, we can get Thrawn, we can get Emperor Palpatine here, obviously. Right now, we could probably get him at 6 stars, actually. We need to work on that team a little bit and probably get them a little sorted out. And then we can go for him at 6 stars, and then probably we'll go him 7 stars next. Thrawn's going to take a little bit more investment. You have to get them at like 8 to 9 gear level to really make that super effective. We can probably put Hera higher. And I have considered putting an Omicron on her for Territory Wars. We'll see. We'll kind of think about that a little bit more. Maybe you guys can give me some ideas there. If the Territory War Omicron is worth it, since we are investing in Phoenix, that would be nice to have for Territory Wars. For now, we're putting it kind of on the back wall, just as something there, and we don't have a lot we can do there. We do need to work on mods for a lot of our characters. Need to work on some more mod strategy there, unlock some more stuff there. We just have, kind of been going through this fairly quickly, and upgrading these is going to help them survive just a little bit longer in the raid. We are doing pretty well. Like I said, we got about 500,000 in the raid last time. I feel like that's pretty good. We are going for Hondo Onaka. We are not going for Afra right now. It's a possibility that we could go, but I feel like getting him as a scoundrel. He's also light and dark side. He's neutral, so I think we can put him on a couple different squads there. I think that's going to pay off long term. He's kind of hard to defeat in GAC. And maybe he'll be good in other game modes. We'll kind of see. We'll play that. I wanted to go for that. We're going to go for Dash, obviously, and kind of build that squad up anyways. So I think we'll may slap him on that squad and kind of see what it does for us. You can see we got Executrix. We're going to upgrade one of these right now. We're going to have to wait for the next one to kind of get that going a little bit further. But I do want to, obviously, our Geos, our first real big fleet. And then we'll probably, once we get them at a pretty good spot, we'll want to bring in, obviously, our... I'd like to work on a Home 1 fleet probably next. But we'll kind of play that by ear as well. If they announce a bunch of pilots that are going to be good in the new raid, we may focus on Galactic Republic instead. But again, like I said, we are going to wait till that list comes out. We'll kind of play it by ear from there and then kind of work on some more teams. I do want to focus on the raid aspect, though, because I do feel like it is going to be the best investment if we can get into a guild that's doing pretty good. Like right now, we're in a guild that's getting the 2nd crate, and that has been a huge boom, really, to our account. And I think that is something, if you guys are looking to start a new free-to-play account, getting in the best guild that you can at the time is really going to pay benefits for you. Now, I'm in a guild. It is not doing the raid as often as my other guild, but it is doing the raid quite often. Often enough that it feels like I'm getting good amount of rewards coming in. Obviously, we've already got Han Solo at 6 stars. and we've got Wampa already unlocked, like ready to go. And we've still got a ways to go till we're at 85, where we really need to start investing in some of those characters. You can see now we're Spain top 20 to 2,500 in arena. We did switch our team in that to our Imperial Trooper team. We'll kind of look around here real fast and see if I can find somebody. That 2162, maybe we can defeat that one. It's kind of not a great team. It's a lot of rebels, but they're kind of all over the place and not real, not a lot of synergy there. And I think that is, if you're looking for a team to build early on, you want to find somebody that has some synergy. I think Imperial Troopers have it. Phoenix obviously has that. Bad Batch, if you're going that route. I'd say Bad Batch has fallen out just because of the Chirotech requirements. They were good because we all got them for free early on, and I think a lot of people did build them up a little bit more than if we hadn't got those shards. But obviously, a lot of Chirotech heavy in here, and really the Chirotech heavy in mine is going to be in this one. I'm trying to think who really takes a lot of Chirotechs. I know Dark Trooper and Moff Gideon both take quite a bit. I can't remember if Veers Piet, if they require a lot of Chirotechs or not. They might require a few. Aiden probably does because she's a newer character. Yeah, she does because, yeah. So this is kind of a little Chirotech heavy. But you can, the Aiden team, you can build out pretty cheap because a lot of those are older characters like Stormtrooper and that kind of stuff. You can build them out pretty easy and not require a ton of Chirotechs to build out a pretty good team under her. And then you can slot in a few of the older characters with Imperial Trooper as well. Obviously, like if you're this team is gonna be kind of early game, mid game, you're still gonna use it quite a bit, and then late game, it does kind of run out of steam. But that is a long ways away if you're doing this free to play. We're a little over 2 years into our account for our other one, and we are still using them, find uses for them in GAC and that kind of stuff. So you can see we can go in here and do these Omega battles. They are pretty simple, and you get some resources. I think it's totally worth it. We're going to throw in and do this, and hopefully this should be pretty simple, because really the requirements are just 2-star characters for this phase, and really it's just 3 characters you have to kill. So it is pretty simple. You can see we blasted through all of those and got 3 stars. So we'll be able to sim that from now on. We can go in and do the next tier. It does give you some resources. Again, it's worth it just to get some good resources coming into the account. And really it's just using characters that we're going to have anyways built up. I do feel like Dark Trooper is worth it early on. He is almost at 7 stars right now, and I do feel like he hits pretty hard, and so it's definitely worth upgrading him up to the point where you really need to get Chirotechs pretty early. You can do him fairly easily, and he gains quite a bit from that. You can see another 3 stars, pretty easy. That did have 2 waves, and then the next one is for the Omega material, which we are going to start needing in the account. So we're going to do the same characters here, and it should be pretty easy for us to do this. Again, these aren't like super challenging things, but you do have to go in there and do them at least the first time and get rid of the characters, and then we can go in and get rid of those ones. And this is 3 waves this time, but again, once you do it the first time, you're never going to have to touch it again. You can just sim it from then on out. And then there we go. And we can go in and one more wave here of Ewoks. It's Han Solo and some rebels, Chewbacca there, and we'll see. So the other good thing about the Dark Trooper is for this event, he has 4 basically bodies, and so it does help that it takes a while to get through him. And also for if you're going to Galactic War, he actually does regenerate some of those whenever he's going through that. So there we go. We got through that. Right now the Marquee is going on. We're going through that and just getting some of those rewards. And then you can see a lot of other stuff. Galactic Bounties, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to complete this time because that is the tougher one. We need to have some Gear 8 characters at that point. You can see what we're doing in our territory battles. And honestly, all I can do at this point is just deploy and be done. Because none of my characters are built up really enough to do anything. So you can see I've just thrown down and we'll get out of there. We can go in here, and we're not going to be able to do a whole lot else for ships this time, but we did make some good progress there, and we will, looks pretty good for the most part. I think we made good progress on our fleets, we should be able, hopefully, to get the Executrix to start getting more Zetas coming in. Also, if you're in a better guild, you do get more Zetas for territory wars and that kind of stuff, so that is important as well. And you can see what we are farming right now. We're still doing those 9 farms. Everybody is just a single, no refreshes on anybody right now. So we are making some good progress there. A lot of things farming for shards right now until we can get a little further along. We'll continue pushing pretty hard, probably all the way up until 85. We're just going to be pushing 4 shards. Probably the best advice I could give y'all right now until we really get to the point where we start needing to focus some more on gear. Then we'll drop it down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this update. 12 weeks into the account, 84 days. Hopefully this gives you a good idea, some stuff to ponder if you're going to go free to play. If you did enjoy this video, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.